You know, I'm back to the fireplace here. Okay, so do this. Start in a child's pose. Have your knees spread wide, the tops of the feet on the ground if you can, and anchor the arms forward with the palms spread across the mat. Great. And just take a couple cycles of breath to settle in this morning. Let your body just feel its way through the practice. Slide your forehead a little bit more forward so you can get a little bit more extension through the back and the neck. There you go. Okay. So from the child's pose, press up onto all fours, curl the toes into the mat. Spread the palms wide, feel the hands anchoring your outer triceps, gripping in. Sink the spine down and look forward, okay? Hollow out your abdominal wall and look in. Try it again. Inhale, sink the spine down and look forward. It's pretty basic. Exhale, round the spine deeply, look in. One more. Sink the spine down and look forward. Exhale, hollow out the belly and look in. Come to a flat back tabletop position. We're going to do the same thing, but we're going to extend the right leg towards the back wall. So it's going to look like this. The right leg's going to float up. Do that much first. Definitely fix your eyes forward because it's going to play with our balance a little. So you're going to inhale a little arch of the spine with the right leg lifted. Flex the foot strong. It's not a tremendous movement. It's a small movement. On the exhale breath, you're going to round your spine and draw your right knee in. So try that again. On the exhale breath, extend the right leg back. Do it slow so you can really feel. And drop the spine a little, like a little arch, like a little baby up dog. And then exhale the breath, round and hug in. Try it one more time. On the inhale breath, find extension. Do it slow. And just kind of arch a little tiny bit. On the exhale breath, round the spine in. Look forward and see if you can slide your right foot forward and through. If it didn't work so beautifully, just do the best you can. Slide your left knee back for a sec, so you're more of an angle here, and then curl your arms up for supported lunge. Yeah. Grab onto opposite elbows today and frame out your face. Broaden the collarbone, keep the neck nice and neutral. Just fix your eyes forward, just a few cycles of breath. Focus on the little things. Biceps, triceps gripping, elbows pointed towards the sky, lower belly drawing in, back thigh getting a nice stretch, and your right hip gripping under you. Release the arms towards the sky. Take the hands down to the ground. So kind of a funky transition. Try your best. You're going to open up slowly. Left leg's going to turn out, and you're going to step open into supported side plank. So my left hand is down. Yep. You kind of have to play with this bottom knee, so you're hugging in, and then the right leg up. If it's too much, right foot can be down towards the floor. Stack the two arms. Breathe your collarbone and your chest open. Spark up your right toes. Look to the floor, right hand down, tabletop position. Good. So just reset for a second. Extend your left leg back. Just do that much first. Fix your eyes. And create a little tiny up dog here, just like a little arch. Yeah. And then draw the left knee in and scoop out your belly round. Try it again. Extend on the exhale, flex the foot, and create a little tiny baby arch as your arms anchor. And then exhale and round it. One more. Extend slow. Little baby arch, broaden the collarbone. Exhale, round and draw in. Look forward and step your foot forward and through. And then once you get into it, you kind of have to lift your knee and slide it back a little. Yeah. And then crawl the arms up towards the sky, supported lunge. Breathe yourself open. And then if that felt good, you're going to do opposite grip over the top of the head. Kind of wiggling your ribs up. Getting heavy in the lower half of the body. Back thighs getting a nice stretch. Left hip is gripping in. You support your lower back in this pose by drawing the belly in. Look up with your eyes a little. Neck nice and neutral. Re-extend the arms towards the sky. Hands to frame your front foot. Take the right palm flat. Turn your right leg out and crawl open into a side plank with the knee down. Yeah, if you feel like your balance is a little off, sometimes it's just playing with the placement of the knee and the right hand. The right hand can be a little in front of that right shoulder. Stack yourself up here. Breathe your collarbone open. Activate your abdominal wall. Look to the floor, tabletop position. Sometimes you know when it's time to come out. Yeah. Walk the hands a little far forward. Lift your hips and arrive in down dog. Bend behind your knees as much as you need. Let your head just be heavy. And why don't you pump out your legs today? Just take a little walk with your legs. Yeah. Sometimes it feels nice to do that. Pump out your legs. Feel your outer arms hug in. And then once you feel like you've had enough, just find some stillness for a few breaths. Breathe your hips way up off your shoulders this morning. Let your head just be nice and neutral. Good, and then roll forward to plank and just check in. Check in with the alignment. Yeah, I always try and lead with my chest in the plank position. Perfect, stack your body up. Hug into the center line of the body. Fix your eyes on one spot. Don't get angry, just breathe. I know, things come up when you hold poses. You're like, why am I holding this? I don't want to hold the pose. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. But the truth is when we hold the poses, that's when our body and more importantly, our minds get stronger. Come forward, plank position. That's what we're looking for. Stack yourself up nicely here. Why don't you drop your knees right down? They're going to be a little behind you. And why don't we kick our heels up today? So it's going to look like this. I like to cross my ankles. Yeah. Support here. So if push-ups aren't your thing, you just stay with this and you find isometric holding and really working your core. If you're ready to try on some supported push-ups, bend your elbows in half or just a little bit for micro movement. And then very controlled, re-straighten the arms for a supported plank. So do it really, really slow. Bend your elbows nice and slow. You find a spot that works. Everyone's a little different. And then reach straighten your arms for supported plank. One more, halfway or a little bit, nothing too deep, nothing too aggressive. Reach straighten your arms, supported. Back, I don't know what happened, but we're here now. So you're in a plank position. So go back to plank. Yep, and then hips up and back, downward facing dog. Technology of America. Good, roll forward plank. Lower halfway to a push-up chaturanga. And if you prefer the variation that we just practiced, then take that. Slide yourself through a smooth upward facing or even preferred baby cobra is great. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Take a full breath out. Look to the top of the mat. Step or float your feet there this morning. So depending on how spunky you feel. Long spine when you arrive, weight is forward. Exhale, fold into yourself, let your head go. Try that again. Inhale, long spine. So if your hands don't quite make it to the floor, slide your hands to your shins. Ride the exhale breath a little bit more forward. And then exhale, fold into yourself. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag your hands to prayer heart and drop your arms. So let's move together, Sun A. Arms slide up, you look up a little. Dive over bent knees, let your head go. Come to the fingertips and prepare. Step to plank. Halfway to your version of a push-up. Upward facing or cobra, depending on your back, your lower spine. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Full breath out. Look to the top, step, or float if you feel ready. Long spine, keep the weight forward. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag your hands to prayer. Drop your arms. Again, arms slide up, anchor. Dive over bent knees, forward fold, let your head go. Come to the fingertips, prepare. Step to plank. Make it really deliberate this morning. Halfway to a push-up. Up dog or cobra, this is what cobra would look like. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Each one gets a little better, hopefully. Look to the top, step or float your feet there. Long spine, keep the weight forward. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag your hands to prayer, drop your arms. One more, arms stretch up. Dive over bent knees, forward fold, let your head go. Come to the fingertips, prepare yourself. Step, step to plank. Halfway down, push up. Up dog, smooth, nice, clean, smooth transition. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Take a full breath out. Slide your right foot forward, low lunge and pause. So if you have blocks, you can always use them underneath your hands. And if you don't have blocks, pillows, anything, towels, fill you up, or claw the mat with the fingertips. So it's going to look like this. So you're going to inhale, straighten your right leg and kind of round over your spine, round over your right leg, looking like this. You're going to exhale, you're going to bend into your right thigh and lead with your chest. This is why if the floor feels like it's far, blocks could be helpful. So give it a whirl. On an inhale, do it really slow. Your leg may not go that straight. Scoop out your belly and round in. You're high on the ball of your back foot. On the exhale, you're going to lead with your heart and chest and create a little up dog. It should feel pretty good. One more time. On the inhale, you're going to round your spine, hug your hips in, do it nice and slow. On the exhale, you're going to lead with your heart and chest and open up a little. Integrate your legs, sweep your arms back and pause. Yeah, and if you feel like you're walking on a tightrope, you may need a wider positioning between your front right foot and your back left foot. Once you feel like you've got a solid foundation, sweep your arms out and up, high lunge. Breathe your heart forward, your chest forward. Move your hip points forward and sit heavy in your front thigh with your back leg super engaged. Take another giant breath in. Hands to frame your front foot. Step through a vinyasa or just to a dog, whatever you're looking for today. Good. Once you get to your downward facing dog, just slide your left foot forward, low lunge. Come to your fingertips or find some way to elevate your hands today. Activate your back leg. So you're going to inhale, straighten the leg, round the spine, and kind of scoop yourself out. Look in. You're going to exhale. You're going to bend into your front thigh. Lead with the heart and chest. The movements are subtle. You're going to inhale, scoop out your belly. Keep your back leg strong and straight. Hug the hips in. You're going to exhale, rebend, and lead with the heart and chest. One more. You're going to inhale, scoop out your belly. Round and look in. You're going to exhale, lead with the heart and chest. Get heavy in your legs, and then sweep your arms back. The palms always face down, guys. Yes, so the eyes of the shoulders sit nicely on your back. Then you come up, crescent lunge. If you get here, it feels wobbly, feels unstable. Reset the stance a little. You're high on the ball of your back foot. Your hip points are forward. Your breath is just moving nice and easily through your body. Take one more full breath in. And then on the exhale, bring the hands down to frame your front foot. Move through a vinyasa. Up dog if you're taking, nice and smooth. Hips up and back, downward facing. Good. Look to the top of the mat. Step or float your feet there this morning. Long spine, keep the weight forward. Exhale, fold. Sit into a chair. I've been taking my chair with a little separation between my feet. It just feels better in the low back. Good. Shoot up to stand up. Drag your hands to prayer. Drop your arms. Here we go. Let's put things together. Arms slide up. Sit deep into chair. Dive over bent legs, forward fold. Let your head go. Come to the fingertips and prepare. Step or float through your vinyasa. The up dog is smooth. Hips up and back, down dog. Slide your right foot forward. Turn your back foot strong. Warrior one. Come on up. Steer your left ribs forward and grip your right hip in. If lower back is sensitive this morning, you can have a little tip of the torso more forward rather than being straight up and down. Hands come down to frame your front foot, vinyasa or not, you pick. Once you arrive in your down dog, the left foot lands, the back foot turns, you rise up for your warrior one. The left hip grips in and the right ribs spin forward, a strong anchoring of your back foot. Hands come down to frame your front foot, vinyasa or not. Upward facing dog is smooth. Hips up and back, down dog, be still. Take a deep breath in. Take a full breath out. Look to the top, step or float your feet there this morning. Long spine, keep the weight forward. Exhale, fold. Sit again into chair, weight moves into your heels. Press up to stand up, drag your hands to prayer, drop your arms. Just like that again, arms slide up, sit deep into chair. Dive over bent knees, forward fold, let your head be free. Come to the fingertips and prepare, step to plank. Halfway to a push-up. Upward facing dog is smooth. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Right foot lands, back foot turns, warrior one. Nice smooth transitions, nice smooth poses. Hands come back down on your own breath. You can add or take out the push-ups at this point or the back bends. Once you arrive in your dog, left foot lands, back foot turns, rise up. Back down we go through your variation, or always know down dog is there to support the practice. Feel your outer arms hug in as you hold your down dog. Good. Look to the top of the mat, step or float your feet there again. Long spine, keep that weight forward. Exhale, fold. Sit again into a chair, strong in your legs. Weight definitely shifts a little bit more back into your heels when you're in this pose. Shoot up to stand up, drag your hands to prayer, drop your arms. Here we go, arms slide straight up towards the sky. Sit deep into a strong chair once again. Fold over bent legs, forward fold, let your head go. Come to the fingertips, prepare, step to plank. Halfway to your push-up. Drag yourself through your up dog. Nice, hips up and back, down dog. The right foot lands, the back foot turns, warrior one. Come on up. Hands come down to frame your front foot, move through a vinyasa. Upward facing dog point. Hips up and back, downward facing. Left foot lands, back foot turns, building some momentum, some heat in your body. Warrior one. Hands come back down to frame your front foot. Down dog, vinyasa, anything that works for you, but find some stillness once you're done. Breath in, breath out. We're just gonna do one more. Look where you wanna go. Step or float your feet to the top. Get there light. Long spine, keep the weight forward. Exhale, fold. Sit chair, weight moves into your heels. Shoot up to stand up, find strength. Drag your hands to prayer, drop your arms. One more, here we go. Arms slide straight up towards the sky. Sit deep into a chair. Dive over bent legs, forward fold, let your head go. Come to the fingertips, prepare, step or float through your vinyasa. Up dog or cobra. Hips up and back, down dog. Right foot lands, back foot anchors and turns, warrior one. Should feel pretty good now. Hands come down to frame your front foot. Clear it out. When you're ready, the left foot comes forward, the back foot turns, warrior one, come on up. Hands come down to frame your front foot. Take a vinyasa. Meet me in a down dog. Good. And we're going to step our right foot forward again into a warrior one and come on up. Perfect. Steer the left side of your body forward. Grip your right hip in strong, drop your arms by your side body. Clasp your hands behind your back. If there's any difficulties with shoulders, elbows, wrists, you can always keep a bend in your arms. If you're looking for a little more, arms can straighten. Inhale the breath, eyes of the shoulders go up. Exhale, come forward, humble. So in my version of humble, I rest my stomach on my thigh, but you're welcome to snuggle in there, right shoulder to the inside of the right knee, but you're just not opening your hips. Everything's staying very neutral and squared off towards the ground. The neck is long. Hug your right hip in super strong. Activate your back, left thigh, quadricep, as you keep turning your ribs towards the front edge of the mat. Keep the neck long and breathe. So as we hold the poses, allow your body to feel what's happening. Spread the right toes wide. Try not to grip the ground so much that you're clenching the base of your feet. Hug the right hip in, activate the back leg, pull your torso up. Keep your hands bound, just the shape of warrior one legs. Good. Keep your hands bound, straighten your right leg. So as you do this, you're going to need to step your back foot in about an inch. Spin the ribs forward. Inhale the breath, open the chest. Exhale, come forward. So both legs are straight, hands are bound behind you. If you get wobbly or unstable, just release both the hands down to the ground. No problem at all. Tip the torso down, steer the right hip up and back, and anchor the back leg as you press firm. Allow yourself to fall a little deeper into the pose. Maybe that's with the breath, maybe that's with the mind, maybe that's with your clasped hands dropping closer towards the floor. Use the strength of the legs, hug the outer hips in, come up halfway and pause. Good, come the rest of the way up. Bring your hands to your hips. Right hand's gonna stay here on your hip, left arm will extend up towards the sky. Come halfway down, steer the right hip back, reach out. This is a great opportunity to use a block. Place it to the instep of the foot, directly underneath the shoulder. Right hand slides to the flat part of the back. Steer the hips back, look sideways, look up. Maybe the right arm's able to open this morning. Don't get caught up on that. Twisting triangle. Hug the outer hips in. Stack yourself up here. The twist is happening from above the belly button in the ribs, not from the spine. Spine stays long. Put a little more attention towards the back leg as you steer your legs back a little. And the spine moves forward. Look sideways, look up, and twist. Two more breaths. Look to the floor, take both hands down to frame your foot. Move the block forward and step your left foot forward and through. Yeah, so your feet are at the top of the mat, sit deep into chair. Weight moves into your heels. Drag your hands to a prayer at heart. Inhale that breath, hook the elbow, twist to the right. Keeping the feet, the shins, and the knees lined up nicely is the hardest part. So just watch that that left knee doesn't slide past the right. You got it, Michelle. And the spine's the same. It's the same thing here that's happening. The spine is very long. The weight is in your heels. And your breath is moving. If you feel like you're in a place where your breath gets labored, back out of it and do a little less. Maybe open up your arms here or just stay. Stay strong in your legs. You're doing great. Pull around to chair. Yes. So you're in chair. Drop down as low as you can. Yes. Drop down so much that your butt hits the floor as the legs move up. And I like to take my hands flat. If your hands don't go flat to the ground because your arms are short, you can kind of tense your fingertips or slide something underneath. But draw the thighs towards the navel and sit up as tall as you can in this pose. Keep your hands down touching something. Draw and scoop out your belly. Get out of your lower back. Yes. Be here. Open up the heart and the chest. Stay with it. A few more breaths. cross the ankles, step or float through your vinyasa. Make it work today, or just go to a dog, breathe and hold. Left foot lands, back foot turns, come on up, warrior one. Now we have to remember all that. Drop your arms down by your side body. Clasp the hands, opposite grip. Good luck remembering it's the less used one. Inhale the breath, steer the right ribs forward. Exhale, come forward. Version of humble warrior. My stomach's gonna rest on my thigh. I'm gonna work on hugging my left hip in as I press firm through the back right thigh and foot. If you're getting in there, snuggle in, but keep the whole body squared off towards the front edge of the mat. Apply a little bit of more attention towards your left hip. It has the tendency to want to kind of pop out, to hug it underneath you. And then contract your right quadricep a little more as you press a little bit more through the outer blade of your back right foot. 3 more breaths, stay with it. Strong in your legs, just pull your torso up. Keep your hands bound if possible. Straighten out your left leg and just step your right foot in about 1 inch or 2. Steer your right ribs forward. So your legs are straight, your arms are straight. Inhale the breath, lift the chest. Exhale, come forward. Bound hands if you can. Steer the left hip up and back and fold over that front left leg. You can always separate the hands and place them to the floor if the balance gets a little poopy. Just holding and breathing and maintaining stability. Think a little less and feel a little more in the last few breaths here. Hug your outer hips in. Press firm through your feet and legs. Come halfway up and pause. Come the rest of the way up. Unleash your hands and take your hands to your hips. Pause. Left hand stays, right arm drifts up. Inhale the breath, reach up high and tall. Exhale, come halfway down. Steer. I use my hand to actually steer my left hip back. And then placing a block underneath the right hand. Set up for a twisting triangle. Find extension. I like the left hand on the flat part of the spine. It gives me good information. I'm set up, I'm even, and then working from there. Maybe stacking the left arm. It doesn't really need to go up. You can just stay. Looking sideways, looking up, but nice open heart and chest is what we're going for as we actively engage your outer hips and the hamstrings. Connect to your breath, stay with it. Ujjayi breathing. Inhale through your nose, through the back of your throat. Exhale through the nose. 2 more. Good. Look to the floor, place both hands down. Move the block forward, slide your right foot forward to meet. Sit into chair. Get heavy in your legs, drag your hands to prayer. Inhale that breath, hook the elbow, twist toward the left. So watch that the right knee doesn't drift past the left. You stay nice and firm in the lower half of the body and you get in there. Looking sideways, looking up. When you want to kind of pop out of the pose, just come back to breathing. Focus on transferring a little bit more weight into your heels. Stay heavy in your legs, pull around to a chair, look forward with your eyes. Sit a little deeper in chair, you can do it. Shoot up to stand up, drag your hands to prayer, drop your arms. You can stay as you are. I'm just going to pivot towards you so you can follow along. Separate your feet, hips width distance, draw the right knee in towards the chest. Give it a good squeeze. Yeah, just the right leg draws in. So this may be as much as you do here, and that's fine. Let the shoulders draw down the back, let the lower belly draw in, and actively engage your left quadricep and hip. Good. If you are moving on, the big toe, you can hook it, and you can extend your right leg forward and through. It's not necessary for a lot of us. You can just stay with your right hand on the front of that right kneecap. This is totally fine. If you can hinge your right leg forward, make sure your right hip doesn't drift way up. It stays in line with your left. The left arm extends up towards the sky. All of this can be done with a bent knee. Go where you think you can maintain because we're holding a few good breaths. So keeping the leg moving forward, straight or bent, you're going to switch the grip. The right arm will peel back. This is called dancing Shiva. So if you need to bend your leg and grab the outside of your right thigh, do that. Stand up nice and tall, maybe look sideways or look back into your right hand. Stand up a little taller, open up your chest a little wider, and twist open. Good, pull around to center. The leg stays up, I bend my leg in half, and the arms go up. Using your hands, create a tree pose with your right leg, and then regrow the branches of your tree. Yeah, and it's challenging with the balance. Hug the outer hips in and just do the best that you can. Side ribs grow nice and long. And then maybe your eyes can look up a little. Hands drift to prayer. Slowly step down, feet hips width distance, just stand tall. Move the weight onto the other leg. The right leg for most of us, hug the left knee and start with this. Let the shoulders draw down the back, activate your right quadricep and stand up nice and tall. You can either just have your left hand on the front of your left knee, your right hand on your hip, or you can reach down and see if you can get your big toe. If you can extend the leg forward at any amount, that's great. Maybe the right arm can drift up. So don't get so caught up in where you're going, how far you're going in the poses. Really just work on the alignment. Let the left shoulder draw down the back and aggressively press to that standing right leg. Wherever you are in the pose, the right side of the body is going to lift you up. So keeping that left leg moving forward at any amount, switch the grip. So the hand can go to the outside of the foot, or you can bend your leg in half, grab the outside of that left thigh. Look sideways, look back, maybe look into your left hand, but continuously standing up nice and tall as you twist open. Contract the right quadricep, hug the hips in, twist a little bit more. Keep the leg moving forward, pull around to center. My leg has to bend, I can't keep it up. Arms stretch straight up towards the sky, but if you can keep the leg straight forward, good for you. Using your left hand or maybe both hands, bring your left leg up into a tree pose. Hug the hips in to get that foot to settle it in there, and then regrow the branches of your tree. Maybe look up with your eyes. Wiggle the ribs up a little. And then find some balance and find some grounding right here. Hands come to prayer, step down. So you're just at the top of your mat, feet are about hips width distance, sweep your arms out and up, look up with your eyes, dive over bent knees forward fold, let your head go. Come to the fingertips and prepare, step or float through your vinyasa. Let's keep things going here. Up dog if you're taking, or cobra. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Have your block at the top of the mat. Step your right foot forward and through low lunge and pause. So you're going to take your block if you have it on its highest setting or medium setting, however you like to take half moon. You're going to grab your left hand to your left hip, hug your right hip in strong, and see if you can pop up slowly into a half moon. It's a lot of control to transition this way. The right foot stays forward, the outer right hip hugs in, and then you grow the pose the best that you can. Maybe the left arm drifts up, maybe it needs to stay on your hip. Float the left leg up, hip height, spark up those left toes, look sideways, look up. And then settle in here, a few really good breaths, maintaining, supporting, and holding. Soften a little behind your right knee. Maybe getting a little lighter in your bottom right hand, coming to 3 fingers, 2 fingers, 1 finger. Transitioning together into triangles. You're going to take a giant step back. You may need to move the block with you. Pull up on the front of the right shin. Srikanasana triangle pose. Good work, guys. That was awesome. Grip your outer hips in. Slide your hands somewhere in the front of the shin, like you're pulling the pant leggings up. Stack your torso, then look up with your eyes. You have the sensation that you're leaning back a tiny bit, but you're not at all going into your low spine. One more big breath. Look to the floor. Take both hands down. Pivot the left heel. Just step to a dog. Just step back, down dog. Yeah. Slide your left foot forward and through. Pause. Use your block. Set it up so it works for you. I like taking my right hand to my right hip and then focus all your energy on your left hip as you slowly transfer your weight forward and work into your half moon. Stack yourself up here. You got to play with the position of the block so it works for you. Right. So if it's too far forward, that kind of takes us out. If it's too close to you, that becomes problematic. And then you grow the pose how it feels best. Finding a little lightness. Keep the breath flowing. And if you fall out of the posture, you restart, you try again. Right. That's it. That's it, Michelle. That's great. Couple more breaths. Flex and spark up those top toes. Maybe that bottom hand, you're able to get a little lighter on it. Like you're not dropping all the weight down. Yeah. Focus on a light transition. That front hip hugs in. Giant step back, Srikanasana triangle pose. It's not always the smoothest transition, but if you catch it, it's great. Yeah. Pull up on the front of your shin. And then breathe your collarbone and your chest nice and open. Anchor through your feet. Lean back a little bit and feel the length of your obliques and your side ribs. Stay with it. Tune into subtle things like softening your facial expressions, coming back to your breath. One more giant breath in. Good. Look to the floor, take it through a vinyasa, and let's keep it moving. Upward facing dog is smooth. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Good. Step your right foot forward, smack in between your hands. Turn your back foot on an angle here. Cartwheel open, warrior two. We haven't done warrior two. We got to open our hips a little bit. Warrior two. Broaden across the collarbone and the chest. Yeah. Flip the palm to reverse. Make this a very soft offering. And then float your right hand to the instep of your foot. I totally like a block here. I place it at any height that works. Lean back into that inner thigh and then spread the collarbone and the chest. And at this point, if you want to slide your left hand to your hip or maybe wrap it behind you for a bind, that may feel really good in your body. Lean back a little, open up the collarbone, twist your ribs from right to left. Grip that bottom hip underneath you. And just breathe. Breathe and hold in the poses, keeping things simple, keeping things precise. Unravel your left arm towards the sky, anchor through that top arm and that top leg, warrior two, pull it up. Look forward, take it to the floor through a vinyasa, and just keep it moving. Upward facing, point your toes. Hips up and back, downward facing. Once you get to your down dog, land your left foot smack in between your hands. Turn your back foot strong. Cartwheel open, warrior two on this side. Take a moment to just even it out. Make sure you're anchored, you feel strong, you feel solid. Wrap your inner thigh open and then flip your palm to reverse the warrior. Let the side body get nice and long and open. And then find your way into that V variation. You can always rest your arm on the top of the thigh as well. I like the hand down on something, the right arm stretches up. Rip that bottom hip underneath you, turn your ribs from left to right. Maybe the right hand slides to your hip, maybe it wraps behind you. Twist open. So taking this extended side angle, this B variation a little later in the practice, your body's had time to warm up. It may feel a little better or just a little different. Hug the left hip in, or there may be no difference at all, and that's cool. Twist the collarbone in the chest and look up. Unravel your top arm. Use the strength of your top arm and your back leg. Pull up warrior two. Look forward, take it to the floor, vinyasa or not. At this point, if you're sick of the push-ups, you take them out. Hips up and back, down dog. The right foot lands, crescent lunge. Stay with me. We're almost there. Drag your hands to prayer at heart. Inhale the breath, lean forward, hook the elbow and twist. Yeah, you gotta get in there. If you feel like you're wobbly, unstable, drop the back knee like I'm demonstrating here. This is a great way to take this pose. Hook in and twist open. Grip the right hip in super solid and strong. Activate your back left leg. Squeeze the muscles around the quadricep, the kneecap, and ride out the exhale breath as you take the crown of the head to line up with your back left heel. Twist open. Good, you're gonna look to the floor, try and make this transition smooth. Reach for a block, place underneath your left hand. Take your right hand to the flat part of your back and pop up nice and slow, revolve Dharana. I need to move my block a little bit more forward to find that nice side body extension. Grip the right hip in strong. Think warrior three here, guys, with a little twist. And if the twist is not in the cards for you today, just take hands to blocks one or two and set up an amended warrior three, and this is a great place to work from. Lift from your inner back thigh. Maybe you look sideways, maybe you look up. Maybe you can stack your top arm. Twist open a little bit more, you got this. Both hands come down to the floor of the blocks. Just replace the foot towards the back edge of the mat, that low lunge. Plant your hands and thread your right leg back and through for a three-legged down dog. If you feel you want to bend your leg, open your hip a little, or just fan your thigh towards the sky, take a breath or two doing that. Then look forward and sweep your right knee forward and through for a half pigeon. Yeah, come forward for half pigeon and fold. So make this feel good right here. Maybe melt. Yeah. I can't see everyone's back leg, but get the top of the foot onto the floor. If you can let your head drop into the pose, let your body just kind of fall. Good work. Step back, down dog. If you want to move through a vinyasa, that's cool. If not, just pause and down dog. It feels good. Slide your left foot forward, crescent lunge. Come on up. Last time today. Hands to prayer. Lean forward, hook and twist. Rip the left hip in, activate your back leg. Know you can always drop that back knee. This is a great spot to work. Just reminding you guys, in these twisting poses, if you look back, your spine's gonna round. So it's definitely better to look sideways or look up. Yeah, keep riding out that exhale breath, crown of the head, lean back a little. And breathe. Give it a couple more, you got this. You look great. Let's transition smoothly. Look to the ground, reach for a block, slide your left hand to the flat part of your back, and make it a smooth transition. Back leg strong. Inner right thigh squeezes, left hip hugs in. Stack the body. Maybe the left arm can rise up. Maybe that's not happening. And breathe. If the back leg feels a little stuck, you can always point your right toes, and that may activate your hamstrings to give that a whirl. Nice long side ribs. Look sideways, look up, and let's twist. Give it 2 more. Look to the floor, both hands come down, and just revisit your right leg. Plant it back into that low lunge. Yes, plant your hands down and thread your left leg back and through for that 3-legged down dog. If you want to bend your leg, open up your hip. Do that for a breath or 2, and then look forward and swing your left knee forward and through for a half pigeon. Yes. Fold. Fold yourself forward and breathe. Yeah, just make sure all the weight's not dropping to the left. You're evenly proportioned here. The right thigh is down on the ground. Let's do this, guys. Get your hands flat to the ground, your forearms. Curl your right toes under and slide your left leg back to a forearm plank. Breathe your collarbone and your chest open. Hold here. I saw it on the internet I saw something funny. I saw that someone broke the Guinness Book of World Records holding the forearm plank, and she lasted 4 hours and 30 minutes or something ridiculous. Her arm bones her shoulder bones were so built up from doing that. It was pretty wild. So Michelle, bring your elbows in a little bit closer to you, and I think you're going to find a little more stability. Yes, and think about leading with your chest. Now rock your energy forward through the crown of your head and be way on your tippy toes. And we'll stay for 43 seconds, not 4 hours and 30 minutes. Breathe, draw the belly in. You can always drop your knees to gain a little bit more support. Keep your neck nice and neutral and long. If anyone had a forearm practice here, this is where they would go up in it. If not, just maintain right here, breathe. Last 10 seconds, stay with it. So in your forearm plank, do this really slow and controlled. One hand at a time, press to plank position. Yes. Hips up and back, downward facing. Hop your feet through, lay down on your backs, set up for bridge and wheel. We're almost there. Bend your knees. I like taking a block underneath my tailbone, placing it here, and interlacing the hands around it. If you want to set up for a full wheel, you flip your palms. You bring your chin to your chest, or maybe bridge pose. Yeah. Yeah, so Michelle, play with where the block is going to sit. And obviously, if you place the block its highest level, it's going to give you the most, but that's not for everybody. So yeah, you can interlace your hands just like you were going to do around the block. And that's actually creating the back bend right there. Walk your feet tiny bit closer together, wrap your inner thighs under you, and feel the lift. Perfect. And since you chose that option, what I want you to do now is just keeping everything the way it is. Just lift your right leg towards the sky, flex the right foot, keep your lower back on that block, and then join the left leg up to meet it. Perfect, stay here. So it's like legs up the wall with a block underneath you. It's actually wonderful for releasing lactic acid. Little back bend is happening in the upper shoulder blades. Good. So if your hands are still bound, that's awesome because the back bend's there. Bend your legs slowly in half, and 1 foot at a time, place it back down to that supported bridge. And then unleash your hands, get your palms flat down to the ground, and then lift your hips enough that the block can slide out. And then lower the lower back down to the floor. With your feet nice and wide, let your knees just knock together. Good. And then just windshield washing your knees to the right and kind of cactusing your arms. So just dropping your knees nice and wide like this. And then bring them up to center and windshield wash the knees to the left. Do that a couple times. Come up to center, windshield washing your knees to the right. And then come up to center one more time, go to the left. And then come to center and hug the knees in. Nice tight ball. Reach for the outer blades of your feet and set up for a happy baby. Pull the knees down around the rib cage. Broaden across the lower back. Hug the knees in one more time and set up for Shavasana, complete rest. So for the next 2 minutes, just be completely still on your mats. Let your body, your mind, everything just kind of drop down. Relax and let go. Take a full breath in. Breathe a full breath out. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. And hug your knees to your chest. Come up to a seated position when you're ready, or if you're not ready, just stay down. And have a moment to yourself where your hands draw out a prayer, you bow your head for a second, and you just feel the work that you put in this morning. You carved out the time, which was awesome. Lift your head, open your eyes. Namaste. Nice practice. Have a great afternoon.